what's going on YouTube? It's Chris Ace Production here, and I'm going to show you how I made the offbeat bass in my new bootleg, Miss New Booty, Bubba Sparxx and Ying Yang Twins. Should be up on SoundCloud shortly. Anyways, I'll play a little bit for you so you know what it's about, and then, yeah, we'll get into it.
I found you, just new booty. Get it together and bring it back to me. Hit the Players Club for about a month or two. Put a tag on it and see what it do. I found you, just new booty. Get it together and bring it back to me. Hit the Players Club for about a month or two. Put a tag on it and see what it do. Get it right, get it right, get it tight. Get it right, get it right, get it tight. Get it right, get it right, get it tight. Get it right, get it right, get it tight. Girl, I don't need you, but you need me. Take it off, let it fly, shake it freely. And I don't tell stories, I let them tell themselves. And you ain't gotta sell safe, girl, to sell itself. Like nothing else. Yeah, I'm a country boy, but that big city pop fill me up with joy. Ain't like brand, split it up, Betty. Here go the whistle sound, baby. This is us, ready. Put it on me, enthusiastically. Whatever it is that you do it admirably. And I ain't choose it, and I ain't chose me. It's what we take it, getting gang all the way in this thing. Go! Booty, rockin' every round. Booty, rockin' every round. Booty, rockin' every round. Get that booty down, get that booty down.
But yeah, you get the idea. Anyways, so that's the tune. Should be out soon. Anyways, the bass line is what we're all here to do. So, as you can see, it's made in A&A. Now, this is just going to be a short guideline. I'm not going to post the preset and tell you guys, yeah, dude, copy this. It sounds mad. You know, do what you think sounds good. And if you don't like the way mine sounds, I'm sure you'll learn something about processing or mix down or, you know, sound design in general. So, just apply it to your own stuff. It doesn't even have to be a Melbourne track. You could probably do something mad with dubstep in using this patch or the processing that I'm going to show you. But anyway, let's get into it. So it's just one oscillator with -1 octave. It's kick bass. The vintage pole, 4-pole, is just going to add a bit of distortion to the sound. There's also a bit of distortion on here. It's the in gains at like 8 dB. Out gains like that's the dry wet, I should say, sorry. That's 70%. Out gain's like 4.8 dB, so this thing's like getting, you know, just rammed. Essentially that's about it. The amp envelope's maybe something you might want to look at. 18 milliseconds attack and everything else is pretty standard. There's a bit of width on here. I probably don't even need it really. It's just there. I think it was there with the default and I sort of just tweaked a bit, so yeah, whatever. So we got that. The next is the compressor. It's just a quick, you know, compression job. It's just 4.5 to 1, 8.64. You know, it's just biting it a little bit, but not too much. This bit's kind of important. This is what gives it the, you know, the aggressive sound that it has. It's using the wave shaper. All these settings are relatively important. Make sure you be careful with this one. This will make your stuff sound super weird. Oh fuck, yeah, there. And this one as well. This will affect your sound drastically, so make sure that you get that sorted and dial it in properly. I've cut some of the mid-range out of here. That's just so that my bass fits better in the mix. This is essentially meant to be just the low end and some high end to add, like, you know, a bit of crispness, I suppose. Added an overdrive just to add more harmonics and, you know, make it sound more aggressive. And then I cut more mids out with a higher Q, just because lower Q, I should say, just to make sure that anything that was added with the overdrive was then taken out again that I didn't want. Like, I wanted all these highs here and I want this lowness, but I don't really want this mid-range because I need room for everything else. Utility is just essentially making it mono, and I've got a wow filter on here, just on band reject. You know, pretty standard settings. Wow filter is a pretty great plugin. If you don't have it, get it. I'll show you maybe in another tutorial how I do my leads, and they basically rely on wow filter. Glue compressor, essentially just to make sure that these two agree with each other and sound good. It's just sort of makes it sound like one sound rather than two. It's just a good thing to do. Switch fattener just for a little bit of limiting. Really not that much. And an R bass. This is probably what's giving it most of the punch and, you know, prominence in the mix. And this is just compressing the second order harmonic of the fundamental of this, the bass line. So if you don't know, a fundamental frequency is the first frequency of which is played. Excuse me, I'll solo it because it'll sound a bit better. It'll probably make more sense too. So I'll read it up here. So the first order frequency, or the fundamental, is 40.6 around there, which means the next one is, the next octave up is like 80 something. I've got mine set to 84 because that's where it's hitting, but it's probably a bit more than that, a bit less than I should say. And what that's doing is it's just making it sound more powerful when it has that compression on the fundamental, because the fundamental is essentially the base of the sound, and then everything else after it is a lower amplitude harmonic, which gives it the timbre. And when you compress the lower end fundamentals, or fundamental, or like the second order or third order, like really low end stuff, you know, it just sounds really nice and fat, and that's just essentially just what I did. That's everything for this tutorial. This track will be up later in the week if you're watching it on Wednesday, 9th of July, which is today, and I'll be uploading it today as well. It should be up then, and you'll be able to grab it and listen to it and download it and play it in all your sets or whatever you want to do. If you liked this video, remember to like, comment, rate, and subscribe. And as always, make sure you keep an eye on my SoundClouds, because I always upload stuff frequently, and it's not always the best promoted either. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video and you learned something. If you don't like the way that I'm doing these videos, keep in mind this is like the third one I've ever done, so make sure you leave in the comments things that you want me to do or not do, or any tips and tricks you might have to make this seem a bit more professional and, you know, interesting. But anyways, yeah, I hope you liked it, and thanks, and I'll see you next time.